Welcome back to Relationship in the Raw, hosted by ST's Therapy, where we talk about real relationship challenges and solutions brought to you by actual therapists.
How do you know if you're in a high conflict relationship? Well, my name is Janine Estes, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I'm here to help you figure out if you are actually a high conflict couple or if you're just kind of a normal couple that has conflict. So first of all, high conflict couples, they're like the rest of couples. It's just like the volume's turned up on high. So the intensity is quick. The feelings start up really fast. We might have a lot of blame, a lot of interrupting, quick interruptions, escalation goes fast. The volatility, either it's loud and yelling and blaming and throwing things, to harsh shutdowns, lockups, where we just stop talking to each other. Usually high conflict couples, it gets into this rigid state where no matter what my partner does, even if it's vulnerability, I'm not going to hear it. I'm not going to be impacted, right? Where normal couples, when they have conflict, they can be impacted with vulnerability. They can be impacted by saying like, oh, I did something, I hurt you. But high conflict couples, they can't see past their own distress to see that like, hey, I'm impacting you. I need to shift my behavior. It's very rigid. It's kind of like my way or the highway. Normal couples like that have conflict, they're going to be upset. We're going to be resentful. We're going to shut down. But the window of tolerance is longer. We can tolerate the distress. We can find ways to talk about things. We can come back and talk about it. But it's not to the severe intensity. So there are three things that cause high conflict, high escalation. And it's usually when we have abuse. So history where relationships were unsafe. So the body reacts in this intense way. We're going into the fight, flight, freeze, or flee. Or it might be from an injury in the relationship. You had an affair on me. You weren't there for me. Again, around the safety. So I can't count on you. So that reaction of fight, flight, freeze, flee, or appease happens so rapidly because I can't trust in you. And then the third reason is from having long-term needs not being met for years, not being met, years. I can't count on you. 15 years I've tried to reach for you. You haven't shown up for me. I can't count on you. So the three things all comes back to safety. Can I count on you to show up for my needs? I can't. So with high conflict couples, we go into this very protective state, and it's rigid and it's intense, and we're going to fight, flight, freeze, or appease and flee, right? So these are some things that you can check out to see if you are a high conflict couple. If you are a high conflict couple, there's a few things that you can do immediately. So the first things first is stop paying attention to your partner's side of the street and start paying attention to your own. Like, what's my side of the street right here? Am I shutting down, going hardcore silence, pulling away? Do I have a wall up? Am I just like not engaged? Or am I going to blame, attack, criticism? Like, what is my moves? That's your side of the street. You've got to start taking care of your side of the street. The second thing is you got to start calming your body down. So that means you got to press the pause button, take a deep breath, calm that nervous system, and tell your body it's okay, because your body wants to go to that quick reactive state. So you've got to really calm yourself down. From there, you've got to search, like, what am I really upset about? I'm not really upset about, yes, it's the dishes. It's always the dishes are going to be frustrating, but there's something bigger. What is that bigger issue going on your side of the street, right? Do you feel unseen? Do you feel alone in the relationship? Do you feel not cared for? What is that deeper sense that's going on for you? The more you can tune into that and really tap into more of the vulnerability versus the anger, the rage, the frustration, the easier it's going to be to start to turn your partner in a safer way, right? We don't want them to have to put up a wall or pull out the guns and fire back. We want them to know that you're about to talk to them about something vulnerable. So you've got to find that vulnerability. So once you find that, then you've got to find the right time. Don't talk to your partner right after they've come home from a very long day from work and they are exhausted and burnt out and have zero energy. But you don't want to share it with them right before they're walking out the door to go to work either. So you've got to find that right time and see, like, hey, I want to talk to you about some things. When's a good time for us to talk? Ask them when it's going to be a good time so your side of the street is going to be clean. Again, your side of the street. We're going to stop pointing fingers at how they've messed up, because they have. But that's not going to work. It's not going to get them to draw closer. The more that we tell them that they did it wrong, or we shut them down, it's not going to help things. So your job is going to really start taking care of you, and that's going to shift everything. So think of a baby mobile. You pull on one side, the whole thing moves, right? So we're going to just start moving your side, and your partner automatically has to shift. If you're not defensive, how can they go defensive back? If you're not throwing bombs, how are they going to still continue to throw bombs back? They're going to give up, right? So this is your job and ways that you can stop the high escalation, the high fights. So if you want more resources, more information, please visit my website at estestherapy.com or follow any of our social media platforms. We'd love to hear from you. Please comment, ask us questions, and we'll make sure to answer. Thanks so much.
Thank you for joining us today. Remember to comment below what you would like to learn about next. Check out Relationships in the Raw on all of our social media channels located in the description. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe to be connected with all of our upcoming episodes.